Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Gananaham Tva Ganapati Gumhavamahe Kavim Kahinam Jeshtarajam Brahmanam Brahmanaspata Anas Srinvan Utibhisnida Sadanam Prano Devi Saraswati Vaje Bhirvajinivati Dhinama Vitrayavatu Ganesaya Namaha Saraswatyai Namaha Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Sumukascha Ekadantascha Kapilo Gajakarnakaha Lambodharascha Vikato Vignarajo Vinayakaha Dhumaketurganadhyakshaha Palachandro Gajananaha Vakratundaha Surpakarno Herambaha Skandapurvajaha Shuklam Baradharam Vishnum Sasivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavadanam Dhyayet Sarva Vignopashantaye Yasya Dvirada Vaktradhyaha Parishadhyaha Parasatam Vignam Nighnanti Satatam Vishvaksenam Tamasraye Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheswaraha Gurur Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Manojavam Maruta Tulya Vegam Jitendriyam Buddhimatam Varishtham Vatatmajam Vanara Yuta Mukhyam Shri Ramadutam Sirasa Namami Shri Rama Rama Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasranama Tattulyam Rama Nama Varanane Shri Rama Rama Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasranama Tattulyam Rama Nama Varanane Shri Rama Rama Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasranama Tattulyam Rama Nama Varanane Shri Rama Nama Varanane Om Nama Iti Yatra Yatra Raghunatha Kirtanam Tatra Tatra Krita Mastakanjalim Bhashpavari Paripurna Lochanam Marutim Namata Rakshasantakam. So with Swami's grace, let us continue where we left off in our last session. Rama was preparing, undertaking the vratam, and in his private quarters, both he and Sita, they began their fasting, and then as instructed, Rama laid down a mat made of the sacred kusa grass and lied down on that. Next morning, woke up to Vedic hymns that everywhere, all around, you could, the beautiful, enchanting sound, just imagining waking up to the hymns, the Vedic chantings, how fantastic and auspicious and subham it will be. And then they brought the holy water from Sarayu river for Rama and Sita to take bath in. Attendants brought them in gold cups and gold pots and all that. And then Pandits were reciting the Vedic hymns, and the recitation was most pleasing and pleasant to the ear. Now, the Mantara, I think we talked about the Mantara also last time, so I will skip that. And I gave you a brief introduction about Mantara last time, so let me continue a little bit more detailed version of it. So when Mantara was coming the previous night and she witnessed this excitement from everyone, she couldn't understand the reason. So when she asked, she found out the coronation of Ramachandra was fixed for tomorrow, for the next day, at dawn. So, and then she also saw the maids from the palaces of Kausalya and Sumitra. They were all dressed in beautiful silk white and dressed in costly jewels. And they were hurrying here and there, how people are busy in the marriage time, like that. And so she could not bear the sight. She ran towards the palace of Kaikeyi. And there, she found the queen had already retired to her inner apartment for the night. And then she went to the door in the Antapuram and shouted and shrieked at a very shrill voice, "Oh, mother, mother, open the door. A very urgent matter. Now your life itself is in mortal danger," she said. "An earthquake is afoot, is coming." When she shouted like that in an excited voice, and the words kept on continuously the way she was shouting. So Queen Kaikeyi hurriedly opened the door and then inquired in fear, "Why? What has happened? What is a calamity? Was anything caved in? Why all this anxiety and pain?" And then Mantara replied, "No, nothing of mine is destroyed, mother. Your life is being destroyed, that's all. You have to live from now onwards as a crazy woman without anybody caring for you," Mantara said. Then she was crying profusely. Then she elaborated in detail, described in a very pitiable state that was waiting for Queen Kaikeyi to come. You're resting here. This is what is going to happen to you. And she gave in tremendous detail, crying all the time and groaning and gesturing, and she was lamenting all through. Still, Kaikeyi could not understand what on earth was she talking about. And she asked, "Maharaja is all right? And Rama and Lakshmana, they're okay, right? Their health is fine? How is Kausalya, Sumitra? There is nothing the matter with them, correct? Then if these people are all quite all right and no danger is threatening them, I am not at all worried. What can happen to me? Has any danger come to me? Tell me, Mantara, tell me, come on." And she insisted like that. Then she turned the Mantara's head towards her, held her chin in a very appealing manner, endearing manner. She said, pleaded for an answer. "Tell me, what is the matter? Is any danger coming to me when everybody else is all right?" So she was pleading to her to describe. Then Mantara replied. She said, "No evil has come to the people you have mentioned, but they have decided to wring the neck of your son, my dear, to wring the neck of your son," she said. And then she started crying. Kaikeyi became angry. "Mantara, you're committing a big mistake. The Maharaja is not such a person, nor is Rama or Lakshmana or my sisters Kausalya and Sumitra. They are my sisters. These sisters of mine, they love my son even more than they do theirs, their own. No, you got a warped mind. You got a crooked mind, Mantara. That's all. It is not the truth. Well, now, you have not told me all that you have come to tell me. Come on, come inside and tell me the full story." Then Mantara answered, "Matter? It does not matter, you say? At dawn tomorrow, Ramachandra is to be crowned as Yuvaraja. And the senior queen, Kausalya, now she is so full of unrestrained happiness and joy. She is giving away costly jewels and clothes and to all her maids and gifts. And then she is already asking Rama to give away gifts of gold and cows in plenty. They are engaged in these acts of celebration. Mother Kaikeyi, she is engaged in acts of celebration. They are neglecting you. Are you involved in this?" She is asking. "I cannot bear this. How they neglect you. I cannot be silent about this. I cannot tolerate it. Now, you don't understand the implications of what is happening. Now, you make empty boasts and derive happiness, saying they're all good and their happiness is your happiness and all that. Now, that you are always saying there is no one more fortunate than you. Your fortune is ending, drying up very fast for your husband and your co-wives, she says. She does not say sisters. She says co-wives. For them, you have become a negligible person, a neglectable person. Before long, you will be reduced to despicable status of a maid. Be advised of this. Be alert. before the humiliation overtakes you. Awake, get up from the sleep that you are doing. Now plan your course of action with full awareness of the consequences. Mother, full aware of the consequences. Decide now what you should do, how you can escape from this danger and the calamity that is staring at you in the face, about to dawn on you, and it is approaching very fast. Don't delay. Then she continues, when Rama becomes Yuvaraja, the entire empire will be held in the grasp of Kausalya. Remember, just as everyone else, you too will have to dance to her tune. Mantara was acting a role and crying and shedding tears, and phenomenal acting play she was doing with gestures and crying and modulation in her voice and the dialogue and all that. Tremendous strategy she was employing, very wily and crooked strategy. Now, Kaikeyi was impressed by her loyalty, by Mantara's loyalty, but she was not convinced at all about the correctness and the rightness of her argument. She said, Mantara, what has happened to you? Have you become mad? Why do you talk like as if you are insane and mad and crazy? Rama becoming the Yuvaraja is the happiest thing that can happen to the whole empire. Now, come on, take this necklace from me as a reward, as a gift for bringing me this great news. First, I'm hearing it first from you. Come on, take this. She gave her a very beautiful necklace. Now be happy, be joyous, she said. The coronation of Rama as Yuvaraja gives me even more joy than perhaps even to Kausalya is enjoying. My happiness at this good news is boundless. There's no limit to it. Ramachandra loves me more than he does even his mother. He respects me. He reveres me more. I will not listen to such nonsensical words from you against such a pure and loving person as Rama is. You seem to have lost your balance, your mind, my mental balance. Your reason seems to have taken leave of you, she says. You're no longer reasonable. You're talking like crazy. And then she reprimanded Mantara very sharply with her words, completely dismissed her arguments and all that. The moment it happened, Mantara became even more aggrieved and angry and more emotional. And she said, excited she became, and she became even more noisy, started shouting. She said, my reason is clear and fresh. It is yours that has suffered. She replied, you are not concerned about this evil fate that is waiting for you? You embrace, you believe very blindly, your attachment towards Rama and all that. You're blind in your attachment, in your faith, and your love towards Rama and all that. I am worried, Kaikeyi, about your happiness and your future and your self-respect. The others are all play acting. They're all pretending just to deceive you. They have no respect for you in their hearts. No, the Maharaja has no love, no prema towards his other queens. He is enamored only by the senior queen, Kausalya. Just to please you, he might use loving words to you, talk to you softly and lovingly and all that now and then. That's all. But he has no love in his heart towards you. Consider this point. Now, come on, let us look at the facts. These people, they did not inform you, did they? They did not consult you about this proposal, did they? For they have no regard for you. No, have they spoken to you about it even once, on one single day, just once? Consider how many months they usually deliberate and discuss and plan in order to come to such an important decision. You cannot have a coronation so suddenly. It's such an important event. No, it just doesn't drop from the sky one fine day on its own, can it? But they have decided on this silently and secretly. And the whole thing is the plot, is the intrigue and the stratagem of Kausalya. Mantara now started using poisonous words. Kaikeyi could not bear it any longer, this nonsense. She burst out, "Stop this nonsense, Mantara. My sister is incapable of this kind of plotting and stratagem and all that. She will never descend so low. It can never be. And the Maharaja, he is much nobler and more righteous, more dharmic than even my own sisters. You cannot find in him even a trace of crookedness and plotting and all that, or being mean. No, they must have resolved upon this coronation quickly for a good reason. The wedding celebrations of Rama also, which would have normally involved months of preparation, took place at very short notice, did it not? So too the coronation of Rama might have been decided in a very short notice. Why should it not be? What is wrong in that? The Maharaj himself will tell me the special reason that compelled him to arrange it. So why you have not cared to know the truth, Mantara? You're thinking and imagining all kinds of absurd nonsense and treasons in your minds, and these are all baseless fears. And you're casting doubts on the motives of innocent good people. In a few minutes, things will be clarified. Be patient. And Kaikeyi would not give up. She was very angry at Mantara. She admonished her. Then Mantara was now getting afraid that her stratagem, her strategy, her wicked plot, she was beginning to feel was going to fail. So she stooped to even worse tactics of persuasion. She said, "Dear Mother Kaikeyi, think for a minute, a little bit more deeply. I have listened to many things while I was moving about outside the palace. In fact, this coronation affair has been decided upon months ago. And that is the reason why Bharata and Shatrugna were packed out of the capital. Now, they were thinking that, their presence here will cause complications, so they packed them and sent them to Kaikeyi, to your father's house. This is all plot. You don't see it. I hear all this. And then, there must be very good ground for such fears, because who will arrange the coronation while they are away? Who will arrange it when Bharata and Shatrugna are away? Now, have you, Mother Kaikeyi, become incapable? Or you cannot ask this simple question to yourself? Now, when you were, earlier on, when you were accepted in marriage, Dasaratha promised, and Ashut gave his word, that the son who is born of you will be crowned king of this empire, right? Now, you might forget it, but not me. I cannot forget it. Now, they are afraid. If Bharata were present, then it might create complication, because the king had given his word to you that the son born of you will be made the king, the Yuvaraja. Now they can't meet it, so that's the reason they packed and sent him out. Can you not see this? And then once the coronation is done and Rama is made Yuvaraja, then you cannot do anything to reverse it. This is their plot. Can you not see it? She's repeated now. They're promoting this mean trick and strategy. That's why they kept the whole idea secret, and kept it secret for so long. It has been decided long ago. Think about this, Kaikeyi, just a little bit deeper. Just a little bit. Think about it. You do not spend any thought thinking about these kind of matters, do you? You believe that all that is white is milk. Your foolishness and innocence are being taken advantage by others. You think always, pronounce and exalt and become very happy, saying, "Oh, I love Rama and Rama loves me very much, and Rama and all this," because you are attached to him so much. Now, put all those things aside. Did that Rama, whom you love so greatly, did he at least inform you of this great good fortune happening to him? Now, how poisonously she is asking these questions. Watch. Now, this crooked-minded Mantara used many such specious arguments, very wicked arguments and cunning arguments to cloud and poison the pure and unselfish mind of Kaikeyi. She continued, "Mother, Who is there in the city of Ayodhya willing to pay some little regard to you and respect to you? Who treats you here as worthy of queen? They are all one and united against you. You are a stranger here. They may even throw you out of Ayodhya tomorrow. Now, they will not hold back such mean act on their part. They might even throw you out. The Emperor Maharaja, no, he is very crafty. He is a trickster, a clever juggler. When he approaches you, he speaks soft and lovingly and all that to satisfy whatever his desires are. Then he leaves you victorious. And then you don't realize the fault in you which is preventing you from attaining the high status that you deserve. Oh, mother, you may remember, the kings are ever ruled by lust, not by love. Your father knew this fact, and that's why he did not agree to give you in marriage to this very old king. But then, after prolonged and drawn out negotiations and discussions and all that, finally, because the sage Garga intervened, then it was decided to give you in marriage to this very old person for under many conditions. It was not easily agreed upon because your father knew. And now, this day, what has happened to those agreements? The agreements have been cast aside. They've been basically burnt. No, who cares for them? And now your son born of you, he's been cheated now. All the while, they're all playing merry games and following their own drama and very happily. Otherwise, why would they take advantage of this chance? You tell me, when your son is away, why would they decide to coronate Rama when Bharata is not here? Why should they be in such a big hurry? So then, and also, why are they doing it in such a hurry? Because no other ruler can come and attend the function because they may raise objection. Consider, Kaikeyi, how low that they are thinking in their stratagem and how full of mischief and deceit and conceit that their plan is. Now, when the neighboring rulers are invited, then your father from Kaikeyi region, he will not miss the opportunity to come. He will definitely come. Naturally, then he will bring to the notice of everybody who is present in the assembly the promise made by the Maharaja, right? So, then, in order to avoid that embarrassment, in order to avoid that obstacle, that they want to go through the plan of coronation without informing anyone. And once the coronation is over, nothing can be done to reverse it. This conspiracy, that they are hatching against you and against your son, that is very cunning, very wily. So be warned, Mother Kaikeyi, I am warning you. Once you miss this moment, then your fate will be as contemptuous as that of a dog. Therefore, don't delay. Think now carefully and think deeply. Now decide how you must come up with a plan to prevent the coronation from taking place. Then Mantara was now started fanning the flames of hatred and anger in Kaikeyi. And at long last, Kaikeyi started getting succumbed, getting influenced to Mantara's strategy. She said, now that I hear you, I feel that each statement that you make is more convincing than the previous one. Yes, that is correct. Yes, indeed. Now, this is not a matter that can wait. What has to be done next? You tell me. If you can tell me what I should do next, then that step that I have to take, I will put that into action. Kaikeyi has completely been brought into the influence of Mantara when she made that statement. When Kaikeyi gave this very clear sign of having been won over by her cunning strategy, Mantara was feeling very proud and happy. She has achieved her objective. And now she started speaking with even greater assurance and confidence. She said, Amma, there is no need for you to spend thinking about this any longer. The arguments that are on your side, already supporting your case, are already ready. They are there. Not only they are there, they are also very strong arguments. Now that day, remember, when the king accepted you and when he accepted your timely help in the war, right? When the king was about to be thrown away, in the war he was being defeated, and Kaikeyi actually took him in a chariot and drove him away to safety. At that time, when you saved his life, what did he say? He offered you 2 boons that you can ask. And any 2 that you might ask him, he was willing to grant you. But then what did you do? You said you really did not need anything. You have everything that you needed. And then you reserved the gift of 2 boons and asked for the boons when the need came about. Right? At that time you didn't have a need. Now this day, Mother, these 2 boons will serve 1,000 purposes. Now you can demand now that he grant them now to you, the boons that he gave you the other day. Now your need has come, so you can ask. Can't you do that? And Mantara spoke like this very clearly and in a very simple language. Kaikeyi lifted her head up as if she was startled. And then she said, Oh Mantara, how clever you are. Though you appear in appearance like a ugly hunchback, my God, in intelligence and being resourceful and being creative and all that, you are extremely charming. Now, you may not be very pretty to look at physically, but you make up for that by your intellectual beauty and attainment. Oh, now tell me, how can I secure those 2 boons and what those boons should be? Now she's asking Mantara what to say. Then Mantara replied, Amma, 1 boon will be that your son Bharata must be crowned as your Raja. And the second can very well be that Rama shall not stay in this empire. Very casually she mentioned. And listening to this, a suggestion that Mantara gave as if it was on the spot at the moment, Kaikeyi, she started thinking, reflecting about that. And then she said, Mantara, no, it may be a just demand, I agree, that my son Bharata should be crowned. But I cannot agree, my mind does not agree that Rama should be sent out of the kingdom. I am extremely pained even at the thought of sending Rama out of the kingdom. With saying that, she dropped down on her seat. She could not even stand anymore. She was absolutely taken aback by that very thought. Then Mantara saw this mental state of she could gauge and assess the mental state of Kaikeyi. So Mantara thought to herself, I must act very quickly. This is not a time to lose. So she started additionally influencing and pressurizing and manipulating Kaikeyi. And that, with Swami's grace, we will continue tomorrow. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. Samastalokaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Samastalokaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Samastalokaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om.